Well, it went from being a struggling single mom attending every farmer's market to get the word out about herbal wellness. And, not holding myself to the level of standard and allowing myself to be paid, feeling guilty that not everyone had the means to pay for services. And so I think that was like one of the biggest transformations was understanding and learning my value and not limiting my beliefs about other people's incomes and knowing that if someone truly wants it, they will come up with it. And I think that was there because I've always really connected to people's struggles. That's why I'm in the helping industry as a social worker, especially like being with the addicts, like a lot of them fall into that realm because of their lack of need. And I felt that I had to be their foundation of need. And so I think meeting with you, Mason, you really inspired the fuel to know that there's a value in me and I don't have to be someone's hero. I just have to like bridge that gap and share my knowledge, and it's for them to take hold. And so I think that's like the biggest thing. And so it went from struggling going, oh my God, I just put everything that I made for the market into Ritually Rooted, going, okay, like make it or break it, here we go. To, okay, we're going to transition, and then completely falling in love with the HTMA, and then, investing in myself again, because I felt such a deep rooted connection. And I never, ever in a million years would have put myself in another program simultaneously, but I did it twice because I loved it so much. And so from there, going in and being like, holy cow, I just booked my first client and I made $500 in one hour meeting, and then I was like, maybe this will build, and it still was this guilt of I'm taking something and I'm not skilled in this. I'm taking something and I don't know everything. And I think I always show up to these because you constantly reinforce that idea. So does Paige, that you're constantly learning. It's okay to research. You don't have to have the answer, because that's that high level that I hold myself to do. And it's there. I mean, I would consider that a weakness. It's not necessarily the perfection, but it's just the willing to know. And so that's what we've been working on. And so from there, it went to, okay, we booked 2 clients. Okay, we've built a new platform. Holy shit, I just built a program. Oh my God, I wrote a book. Oh my God, I wrote the class program. And it's just like being open to everything as it's opened. Normally I would have been red flags, pros, cons list, hesitation, and just not been, it's right. I know it's right because it feels right, and really shut off that connection. And I said when I was joining Ritually Rooted, like, I'm just going with it. Like, I needed that business sense to get somewhere. And so I've literally taken everything that you've said and like morphed it into every single thing that I do. Not only has it applied in like farm life, it's applied in personal and everywhere. And you just feel the energies changing and growing. And I feel that I'm more able to adapt and connect with people because I'm not holding myself to the standard in which I think they should be presented with, but I'm just being true to who I am. Like, it's me, and you can either work with me or you don't have to, and I wish you well, but don't come at me and asking for free advice, because damn it, you're not getting it, and I don't want your money if that's your expectation. And it was such a like blessing in disguise, like going through all of these struggles along the way. I mean, 4 website builds, no one likes building a website. Like Stripe being a royal bag of what, like telling them to go suck it was like, whew, I felt so empowered, and I was like, yeah, like we're gonna go toast in the sunflower field. So I mean, it's just the transition of where we are, and then knowing what's unfolding before my eyes. Like yesterday, I like broke down in happy tears. I was like, yes, we got our 5th one this week. This is badass. Like it's there. And I literally cannot hug you from far enough and tight enough to say, like, your constant pushing is like literally lighting a fire, and it's just wild. And like everyone that's been close knit and seen me struggle, like from college graduation, hitting the ropes, like I'm going in the streets, we're gonna help every addict, we're gonna help every family that doesn't have anything, like, and I'm talking we're in like nitty gritty cities, and I'm like, it's okay, we're gonna help them, everyone deserves food, to realizing like there's so much more out there, and knowing like my value and who I am. I think that is like the greatest thing around this, and being able to share that with everyone else, and just believing in what you can do. It's just huge. And when that aligns, the doors open, and that self-doubt is just, it's not there. And I can feel more energy of people around me, and I connect with someone even quicker. Like I could always read people, and that's my undergrad and graduate degrees is like behavioral analysis. So I can like understand like the way someone's body language is, but now I can tie that into, okay, they said this is how it is. And then I can rope it around. It's fantastic. Everything in my life has like just come together in this like clean little pocket. And I don't feel like a chaotic person going, oh shit, what are we going to buy for groceries this week? Like we're going to make it through.
Yeah.
And it's wild. It's been a year and I can't believe it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caryn. Thank you for sharing
Yes.
that with us. And that is a hell of a 1-year recap. And it's been a great year for us as well. We love working with you. So that's so cool. Yeah, that doubt of like feeling that you can't provide the value that you charge can definitely be a barrier for a lot of people. But you might have noticed, like even on your sales calls, when you really start to believe that the value of what you provide is there, like your tone shifts, like your aspect really shifts to like, okay, it is now like it's your loss if you're not willing to do this because I know it's worth the cost. You're not trying to sell somebody something that you don't believe is the value. It turns into a whole different sales tactic, and that is what I love about sales. Is, if you really believe in what you're selling, it's not really sales. You're still just helping people all the same. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And could you also, I know that you've been working so hard, and I think that is something that can be overlooked as well. Would you want to touch on that as like how much time, effort, and energy you have put into this baby that you've been growing for the last year?
I wouldn't even know how to put a timestamp on it. So I would say living and breathing into the journey. And, realizing when that fatigue is setting in and that burnout and that just, man, I feel defeat and knowing it's 48 hours. It's time to put the feet up. We're going to close the Mac. No one's going to call me on the phone. I'm not going to reach out. Farm life, the plants aren't going to die in 48 hours. And just really bringing it down. But then understanding like when that alarm goes off and it's time to work, it's crunch time. And I will say that, this past year, we didn't take the number of field trips I had expected for school. And, we didn't do a lot of the extended things that we would typically do for summer. And it's like, no, I'm building an empire. And that has been something like through and through. Both of the girls know, like the whole support network knows, like, just leave her be. She's building the empire. And it's just kind of been like that expectation. And it's been really neat to see everyone else also fall into place with that and believe in the same system. And they're like, hey, how can I help you right now so that you get a little bit of downtime? Let's go to the drive-in tonight. Like, let's go watch a movie. You need to take a step away. And so like literally living and breathing. And, Miss Mags doesn't sleep. And so 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking up and I've got like the social media book by the bed. And I do my affirmations because I've stuck with that from the beginning of Ritually Rooted. I swear Paige like lives under my pillow and knows that we went over. I probably need to make a new one. It's like gross now. But doing that and realizing like today is the day that it starts and we're going to end the day on a positive note, no matter what trial it's going to be, because we've had a lot. But I would say like 7 days a week and maybe taking a couple days off here or there. And then it's not really a day off because we call those creative days. And so Kristen and I will be like, she goes to the beach and I'll be like, is it a break time? I have an idea. And we will literally go back and forth and share that. And so I don't really think we've really had downtime because as we've grown and keep adding, it's like, oh my God, we have to do this now because there's this next thing. And so we're finally to that spot where like, okay, we're rolling into fall. We feel at a place where we're okay. And that's where Kristen started going off with her new stuff that she's working on because she felt at peace. Like, it's okay. We don't need to baby this and keep nursing it. And so honestly, 7 days a week, 12, 15-hour days would be an easy number. And that's even still probably not accurate because if someone messages, like if there's a glitch with Visa or something, it's like, oh, hang on, I can't go to bed right now. I got to go fix this because that looks really bad in the world if our credit card machine doesn't work. And so just kept pushing.
Yeah. And that's the entrepreneurial journey, right? Like you really have to, business is always kind of like turned on in a way. Like you're always, even on days where I'm not planning on working, like I come down, I sit down, I open my computer and I just catch up on stuff. There is always things to do. And yeah, I've had to be up to till 3, 4 in the morning to talk with people from Germany to talk about like payment
Yes.
processors and Hayflow and all of these things. So I've been there. But yeah, it is not an easy journey to get there, right? But 1 year in and like you're in a really good place and you're crushing right now, and nothing is ever easy. So just like for everybody to put that into perspective, this isn't necessarily easy to do and easy to achieve. You have to work hard and you have to treat it like it would be your 9 to 5. But also, it's not easy to have to go clock in and be a server, and there's no end in sight when you go that path, you know. So neither of them are easy. It's kind of a pick your heart type of a thing.